Welcome, everyone. Welcome. It's good to see everybody. Hope everybody's doing all right. My night owls, I got my night owls in the house. I know it's late, so I don't expect a whole lot of people to be in here. Um, Truth is, I'm just bored, and I figured it'd be nice to hang out with you guys. I just opened my bottle of Irish, and I thought you'd join me. Of course. Um, since I'll give shout outs. Uh, Scap, Scallum Little Boston. Don't worry, I'm not a crock shaka. Cherry Platform Boats. Hello. Uh, Anarch Bird Girl. Blue Moon. Kate the Great. Amanda Page. Hugh Janus. Queen Ashley Talk is Cheap. Rhonda. I used to be cool. You're still cool in my book. All right. So yeah, old Betty. Old Betty, folks. Same bullshit as always. But this is a little different. Just say no. Hello, how are you? This is a little different. Okay? This is a little different. This is going to be so Betty decided to put up a post. What's up, Pendar? Betty decided to put up a post. Okay. And it's adorable. it's heart wrenching. It tugs at the strings of your heart, people. Okay. It is beautiful thing here that she's doing. So here we got let's see. Here we've got her community post. And it says, just giving a heads up, I already started to spread the word. I am coordinating a candlelight vigil in front of Hawkins County Sheriff's Office on June 15th. This is a loving vigil. No bullhorns, no bullshit. Just people there to honor Summer Wells and to let the sheriff know we will not let her name out of the spotlight. This is for all creators and their followers. This is not about us. Leave the petty squabbles for another day. Oh, that's cute, Betty, that you're trying to hide behind that. I think that that's adorable. I think that that's absolutely adorable. Because let's look at this a little bit more. Let's probe this a little bit, okay? So she's coordinating, and it's not till June, okay? It's April, May, June. So another 2 months from now, almost 2 months from now. So I find it really interesting that, first of all, she says no bullhorns and no bullshit, which is basically just the subconscious admittance that what she does is bullshit. What she calls work is actually bullshit. Okay? I find that really, really adorable and really interesting. So there's that. But then there's, I'm going to do this in front of the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department, right? I just wanted to show her little boyfriend there for a second. I'm going to do this in front of the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department. Why? Now, according to her in this message, it says to let the sheriff know that her name is not out of the spotlight. First of all, he already knows that. He knows that because of all the bullshit channels, such as you, who won't shut the fuck up about her. It's just simply that. Like, he knows that her name is in the spotlight. I promise you he knows that. What you're trying to do, Betty, is get your name in the spotlight. This is clout chasing at its finest. This is some MGL bullshit right here. 150%. Okay? This is what I find really, really funny, because understand what's going on here. The only news station, the only mainstream media news station that has covered Summer's disappearance has been the local one there in Kingsport area, Tennessee. Okay. She's already been on the news on that. And she's also already had, and that was MGL that coordinated that. I'm sure she contacted them, said, this is what we're doing. And then they did a little feature on them. And, MGL got to share her YouTube channel on the news and show where you can super chat and where you can hit PayPal and Cash App and donations, right? But what she's doing here is actually really, really slick. When it comes to clout chasing, it's almost like she's holding the news station hostage. And I'll tell you why. Because this is something that's supposed to be positive for Summer. This is a candlelight vigil. This is, it's been a year since Summer has disappeared. So we're going to do this in front of the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department. This is what's really, really funny about this too, is she has to do this in front of the Hawkins County Sheriff because it is in her core. It is just programmed in her to do something that is along the lines of a protest, something that may or may not, but hopefully for her, cause conflict and get her clout. So what she's doing right here also is damage control, and I'm going to get to that. Not in too much detail, but I'm going to get to that too. What's going on right now, what this is just a sad, pathetic attempt to get the news to do some sort of feature on her, and then she gets to blow up her channel. That is all this is. Because, how can the local news, who's been covering the Summer Wells case, how can they possibly not cover something as touching as a candlelight vigil? How can they not do that? They would be so dragged through the mud by the public. Not really, but they might not want to take the risk. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they may not want to take the risk. And so it's almost forcing their hand to give her some sort of camera time. Now, what I'm really hoping for is that this beautiful gesture, which is actually a bullshit gesture, hidden as a beautiful gesture, gets portrayed as a beautiful gesture, and she gets no camera time whatsoever. Just a quick, it's been a year since Summer Wells' disappearance, blah, blah, blah. And then they talk about Hawkins County Sheriff. They talk about this, they talk about that. And then there's a little flash of, and some people got together and held a candlelight vigil in front of the sheriff's office. And that's it. just all you see is nighttime and candles. Now, I guarantee you that this news station knows who she is. I guarantee it. All the noise they made, the fact that they had Don Wells on there as being interviewed, right, while these assholes were protesting outside and making asses of themselves, and they have blasted them getting Don and Candace fired from their jobs. They have blasted standing in front of the Wells home at the end of the driveway, making asses of themselves. And they're the ones who filmed this, and they're the ones who released it. I promise you that the news is aware of who she is at this point, because she has been very public. She's very public in her Trump rallies. She's very public in her school board meeting crashings that she does. But this is what's really funny. She just cannot help but Karen. This is what a true Karen is, okay? she cannot help but Karen. Because what she could do, okay, what the right thing to do is, and this is what I really hope is going to happen. This is what I really hope is going to happen. The right thing to do is to go to Summer's church and organize those people to hold a vigil, right? That would be the right thing to do. People who really care about Summer, people who really are touched by her and miss her and are stricken with grief from her disappearance because she was a part of their congregation. The right thing to do would be to try to organize them, but she can't do that. The reason why she can't do that is because she spent months ago spending time harassing these people, knocking on their doors, filming their children, harassing them, yelling and screaming. Robin, come on out. Robin, come on out. We know you live here. Doxing people's addresses by filming their mailboxes. Okay? I promise you that Battery Betty does not have a good reputation within that church congregation. I promise you that. But this is what I really, really hope is going to happen, folks. And I'm 99% sure that it would happen. That congregation is probably going to hold a vigil of their own. And that's the one that the news is going to cover. What's going to happen is Betty is going to stand out there with JLR and maybe 2 other people holding candles in front of the fucking sheriff's office looking like assholes. That's what I promise you is going to happen. And I can't wait because that's just going to be more content when it happens. Oh, and what I find really, really humorous too is, and I won't go into too much detail about this, but this is also damage control. Okay? She's already gotten such a bad reputation. This is damage control for all of the shit that she's done prior to this. Yet she doesn't take any real responsibility or accountability for it. In her heart, she still feels like she had done the right thing. Right? But we all know she wasn't doing the right thing. We all know the reasons why she was doing these things. And that's not going to go away unless she comes to a certain point where she's just going to apologize. She's going to realize this, apologize, and be like, I'm going to take some time. I'm going to regroup, and I'm going to do everything I can to make everything that I've done wrong right. But she will not do that because she doesn't believe that anything that she's done is wrong. She just doesn't. Here, let me give you some more Dolly for a second there. She doesn't believe that anything that she's done is wrong. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. What I find humorous, though, is sorry, I got distracted by chat. Yeah, Witchy Winter, you're absolutely right. No, sorry, man. I mean, you got to show the boyfriend. You got to show the boyfriend. Now, I wonder if Dolly's going to go to this vigil. I wonder if he's going to do that because there's no way. Let me tell you something, people. There's absolutely no way in blue perfect fucking hell that they're going to hold their own vigil while there is a church vigil that they are not going to be welcome to. I promise you that. When there's going to be a church vigil and people aren't going to look at them and go, what a bunch of fucking assholes. And I shouldn't even be talking about this because I actually want it to happen. Like, I want to see this shit happen. I want to see like the real church vigil happening, the real vigil for Summer by people who actually care about her, by people who actually want her found. And then the jackasses that are standing in front of Hawkins County Sheriff's Department taunting them. Oh, wow. So JLR docs Tim Mullins. That's great. I mean, dude, people. Anybody who's doing doxing. Let me see. Dolly is raising money to get to Tennessee. He will probably. God. Yeah, that's probably what that's. Yeah, be at the vigil. Okay. Yeah, that's probably what he's doing. What this is, people, and what those people who are donating money, what you're doing is funding a whole bunch of phone sex that's taken place. A whole bunch of phone sex that's probably taken place, and then you're funding the actual meat, the the big disappointing moment. You're funding that, where they get shacked up in a hotel room, and then and about 65 seconds of and then Dolly gets the shit beat out of him. That's what I predict. That's basically what I predict. Y'all in the fucking chat are killing me, dude. Yeah, it's just so funny to me that people don't catch on to these assholes tagging Summer's name on a constant basis, man. What visuals, Cherry? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I don't understand the visuals that you are talking about. That's right, man. That's right. Boo, I'm gonna go see Bullhorn Betty. We gonna get wild, man. We gonna get wild. We gonna be knocking boots up in Tennessee. Me and Betty gonna be knocking boots. We gonna be protesting. We gonna be doing all that shit, man. We gonna be wilding out. I promise you that. I promise you that. We gonna be wilding out. We're gonna be throwing racist symbols up, and we're gonna be saying white power as we make each other come to climax. Oh my god, dude. I'm having too much fun. I just opened this bottle too. I haven't even started to have fun yet. Dude, I'm telling you, man, they're gonna be it's gonna be a beautiful thing. But that's exactly what's going on here. That's all this is. Let's plan something together. But you know those selfies are getting sent back and forth. I never seen a woman so like infatuated on her own channel. This shit is so funny to me. This is the biggest farce I've ever seen. Like, I'm laughing because I'm trying, I mean, I could always find humor in something, but the fact of the matter is this is fucking sad. Like, this is what a missing little girl's case has come to. This is fucking sad. Is jackasses like this. This is what they've turned it into. Tagging a child's name, a missing child's name, and we're gonna have fun. I mean, it's ridiculous. And don't forget, we got the Dumpy Dump and Beater Bunch and the Meth Sewer merch. All right. I'm probably gonna make some merch out of this right here soon, guys. Just so you know. Now the Dumpy Dump merch, as you know, gets donated to the Center of Missing and Exploited Children. Beater Bunch merch gets donated to a charity that that helps out domestic violence victims, and the meth sewer bunch, or the meth sewer merch, gets donated to victims of hate crimes. But I'm probably gonna add to that merch with this. Oh my God, dude. I'm probably going to add to that merch with that. Put that on a shirt or something, coffee mugs or whatever, and find something. Thank you. Safe Horizon is the charity for the domestic violence victims. Thank you, Cherry. Let's see. It's not going to be good. There's an attorney from New York looking into cyberbullying, and BHB is on that list. Dolly better watch out being surrounding yourself with her. You notice how all these people they all love each other, man. You got Doug, the porn revenger, total shitbag, and he's all up in Wipey Boys chats and supporting them. All of these people have racist ties. All of them do. Like, Heels in the Air just made a video showing, actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and show that. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. Let me show this video here, because her videos are fire, dude. All right, hold on. Here you guys go. You guys get to look at Dolly and his girlfriend taking a bath.
But we just hanging out. We got our buddy Wild Man here. He was we were trying to get him to film prison stories, but he wouldn't share with you guys.
Oh,
I'm telling you, dude, Wild Man can be Santa Claus.
Wild Man
with Nazi tattoos. If Santa Claus had Nazi tattoos, he would be Wild Man.
Oh, the Nazi tattoos are okay. That's nice.
Oh, yeah! Don't you look like an Aryan Nation Santa Claus? Somebody said you were sexy.
An Aryan Nation Santa Claus.
53 Wild Man built like a refrigerator.
I'm not racist.
An Aryan Nation Santa Claus, folks. That's adorable. I can't blow it up. Well, I can sort of blow it up. Let me make it full screen here. Yeah. This guy's just hanging out, watching Dolly and his girl take a bath. That's that's a typical bath for Dolly. There is that's nice. They got oh my God, dude. That's Santa Claus with 2 S's, folks. SS Anta Claus. You got him right there. I love it.
I built like a refrigerator.
I'm not racist. My sister-in-law's baby cousin Tracy got a brother and his girlfriend's black.
Time to get to the point. I could have told you a whole story in 45 seconds.
My dad told me that's what they call gay guys in prison. Gump. I was like, really? You know what they called him? In every jail or prison he's ever punk.
Oh no, he was talking about the Gump and the Bump, the story I told when I was in Chesapeake jail with the gay guy sleeping under me. And that's what I brought her in for. It's a backup plan, just in case y'all get tired of looking at my ugly face. And her kitties float.
They do.
Wow. Okay. That's a classy girl right there.
Okay, this ain't Pornhub.
I know it's not.
Y'all gotta hit that little money box now. So we want to see some dollars.
Thank you, Paul.
I think they should house everybody together like that. So, you know, like you should have a man's
I
pod,
don't want to stand up.
a woman's pod, and like a
I
gump
mean,
pod.
like he's not even in the hot tub with him. Like he's just hanging out, watching him be in the hot tub with his shirt off. What in the fuck is going on there, dude?
I looked all day.
Oh yeah. So my daughter gets on Facebook and she puts this post about why can't people act like my dad? You know, he's a Republican and he's supportive of everything. He keeps an open mind, and he acts so civil to people, and he treats people like people, and not just because they believe something different than him or support something different than him. She's like, why can't more people be like that? And it made me really proud. That was Robert. Like, Robert comes in here every night. He says crazy stuff.
But he's not that weird.
We ain't kicked out. I don't know. He's pretty weird.
Yes.
I mean, on a weird scale, if we start weighing weirdness, but everybody's a little weird in their own way. So I don't hate on nobody.
Yeah.
Just don't be.
I mean, don't hate on him. Just have him watch you with his shirt off while you take a bath with your girlfriend. Okay.
Too perverted towards either one of us. You know what I'm saying? I guess that would be the thing. We'll put up with a lot of stupidness, but don't be like super like
weirdos.
Yeah, don't be like trying to stalk us or like anything weird like that.
Dude, nobody's trying to stalk you, dude. Like the picture's out, dude. Like nobody's stalking you, dude. I promise.
You need to go somewhere else. Gay porn fucking weirdo.
Wow.
I think he wants some jizz on his face. That's what he said.
Obviously.
He does. See, it's a little jizz sign in the tongue.
That's the girl from American History X, but with Betty's forehead.
Got some jizz on it.
Wow. These people kill me, dude. Like, can it be a coincidence that all of these people, maybe one or two of them might have beef with each other, but all of these people seem to have this common thing, which is ties to the Aryan, ties to the whatever white supremacy movement. Like, is it a coincidence? I don't think it's a coincidence. I mean, you got Doug, you got this dipshit, you got Betty, you got Wipey Boy. I mean, like, can it be any more obvious? Can it be any more obvious? I mean, and it's great in the sense that, like, this is what white supremacy is being represented by. Like, hey, listen, white supremacy movement, I'm talking to you guys directly, okay? White supremacy movement, you got to get better spokespeople, okay? Because that's not helping you. I mean, like, seriously, like, these are not smart people. These are not intelligent people. Right. And they're all criminals. They're all criminals. Like, all of them are convicted felons. I don't know about Dolly, though. But every single one of them have done time, except for Dolly's done jail time. I know that. But I mean, criminals, every single one of them. Oh, yeah. Everybody's blocked by her, man. She blocks everybody. All of these cowards, they block constantly. All cooking meth in the woods. Let's watch. Let me watch. Okay. Let's watch Heels in the Air's latest.
Y'all crazy, bitch.
And
It is April 19th, 2022. And I had an opportunity to speak with Reverend Donna, which gave me this beautiful map right here. We are here seeking justice for Summer Wells. We are here seeking answers on a scavenger hunt. We are on a scavenger hunt. And again, we are still seeking justice.
Okay, so looking for a missing child is a scavenger hunt. Okay, that's news to me.
For Summer Wells, we are not going to stop looking for that baby. This is coming from the Bullhorn Betty channel as well as my entire team. Interesting place. Let me see if I can pull over here.
No, I'm pretty sure. I can find. And I fell for this before myself, but I'm pretty sure that she just slowed it down to parody.
Is it possible that Summer Wells is somewhere in and around here? I don't know.
In and around.
I really don't.
In and around here.
I need to probably go put my press badge on so people don't freak out.
That's real. Dolly, don't be scared to speak up, man. Don't be scared. Don't be scared to speak up. Like even that, like look at how you're touching that girl. That girl looks like she wants to hit you. Why are you petting her like a dog? You got real pretty hair. You got real pretty hair. Oh man. Yeah, this is gonna get interesting. This little union this little union that's taking place. This is gonna be fun. You got a pretty mouth, boy. Oh my God. Yeah, and make no mistake. See, again, without getting into too much detail, she's trying to make good here. She's trying to make good on, I mean, everything that she's done has been clipped. It's everywhere. There's no undoing all of the shit that this person has done on the internet. And I'm talking to you, Battery Betty. All of the shit that you've done, but I'm on to you. I know exactly what you're doing right now because you know goddamn well that you are in big, big, big trouble with YouTube coming up. You really fucked up. You know, I mean, you did. And yeah, see, YouTube doesn't like false flagging. They don't like that at all. And since you seem to have done it on a mass level, yeah. Because what's going to happen is the people who you've struck, what they're doing is they are appealing. And when those appeals go through, that gets YouTube's attention. Because I've seen people's channels get taken down for misusing YouTube, false flagging. You cannot use YouTube strikes as a weapon against people that you're feuding with. They don't like it because everything that I'm doing right now is what, people? Type the 2 words in the chat. Is what, people? What is it? Everything that I'm doing. Everything that these other channels have been doing. Yep. Oh my God, my chat is lit up with it. My chat is lit up with it. You know why? Because my chat understands. They get it. They know. Okay? That's what I've been trying to tell you. I'm trying to teach you this shit. forever. We're trying to help you. We've been trying to help you. Because the thing is we're not going away, but we're also not trying to take your channel down either. I'm going to be mad at you. The only thing I'm going to be really mad at you about in all of this is if your channel gets taken down, Betty. Because then what am I going to do, man? I mean, I'm going to find something. I'm going to find somebody, you know, but because there's always some asshole like you out there. Always, always, always. But you're just so much fun. You're just so much fun. And if your channel gets taken down, I'm going to be heartbroken. I'm going to be heartbroken. Because you're too much fun. You're too much fun. I mean, you built all this. Yeah, Stormy Nights, you're right. You're right. Dime a dozen. Like I said, there's always somebody like her, but not so much necessarily in the crime community. Those are the people that I focus on. The people who tag Summer's name for bullshit. The people who harass victims and their families. Those are the people that I focus on. But no, actually, I don't, Christina. I don't. Yeah. So I mean, I don't consider myself. I mean, I've recently been introduced to the Lulz Cow community, which I like. I like a lot of those creators. You know, I like all of them really so far. I mean, there's not one that I can say that I don't like. But or at least the ones that I've seen, you know. But me, I just focus on the people who interfere with crime cases, for the most part. Now White Boy, he's a little different. He's a little bit different. He's somebody who just tags Summer's name and just spews out nonsense. He's not an actual threat to anything. He's not interfering with any investigations. He's just somebody who gets on his channel and looks like a moron, and it's just fun to make fun of him. And I find solace and peace in making fun of him because he's a racist piece of shit. So I think that's, you know, otherwise I would actually feel sorry for him and leave him alone. Honestly, because other than being a racist asshole with racist tattoos, most of it, I would just, you know, you know, the poor guy can't think. But if he didn't tag Summer's name and shit and didn't sit there and act like he's doing some good, you know, yeah, he is a racist criminal. But I mean, I have no hatred. When I say that, I'm, you know, I have no hatred towards the guy. I honestly don't. Like, I think he's a joke. Because he is. It's just he's funny. He makes a joke of himself, and it's really easy to cover him, and so I have fun with that. I don't know why people watch him either, Cherry. But you know, looking at the people that join his panel, you know, and the guy that was on his panel today, I mean, he seems like a nice enough guy. You know, obviously he's from the prison community, as he said so, but he was like, I don't want to lean into that guy, but your parody made me laugh, blah blah blah. And that's fair, that's fine. You know, he's got a poor sense of humor. I'm not going to hold it against the guy, but he didn't seem like a bad guy. Just poor judgment of character, maybe. Live streaming while high roiding out is dangerous. Yeah, I mean, dude, he's on something. He's on something. I mean, like I always say, you know, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. You know, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt by accusing him of being on drugs. Because if he's not on drugs, what the fuck is the excuse for that content? What is the possible excuse for it? Just sheer stupidity? Like, I don't understand. Like, babe, can I borrow some of your clothes? Like, dude, listen, if I dye my hair, y'all, like, first of all, that's very intricate as to how it's dyed. Like, I don't have the time. I don't have the money for a hairdresser to do that. I definitely wouldn't cut it so simply. If if I would put that much trouble into dyeing my hair. The truth is, I'm just old, man. You know, but fact is, I've been gray for a long, long time. This is just the grayest that I've ever been, and I'm gonna get grayer. I'm gonna get full on white all the way at some point very soon. You can see my beard. Do I take that much time to get some of my mustache and some of my beard? No. Let's see. If you go back to some of his old videos, he is not like he is now. He is out of his mind. Okay, let's take a look. Let's go way back. I'm just gonna randomly pick one that's way back there. Way back there. 3 months ago, that's not long enough. 5 months ago, not long enough. 6 months ago, not long enough. Let's go back at least a year. Okay. Now we're going back 2 years ago, folks. All right.
What's going on? I just wanted to talk a little bit, respond to 1090 fake, 1090 Jake's video on racism or pride he made.
Ooh, okay.
You know, this guy's name is 1090 Jake. He calls him 1090, and if you don't know what that means, you should look into it or ask somebody who's maybe affiliated and have them explain what.
He actually sounds a bit more coherent here. That's interesting. Like, still the same stupid, but the way that he's speaking. Are you guys catching this? Am I the only one here?
1090 means as far as gangs go. That's a joke in itself.
He seems a lot more humble.
Man, he's not going around set checking people and whatever else, but we're going to leave that alone. He's a blood, you know, black leaders of our day. That's what bloods mean. Where did blood start from? Well, it goes way back, but to make it real simple, what is the blood? They stem from Black Panthers.
Oh, there's definitely a difference in his behavior here. Do you guys see that there's a big difference in his behavior here? This is interesting. Is he fresh out of prison at this point? Is that what's going on?
By any means necessary, we're not going to let these white folks do this to us and this and that back in the segregation and the racial times of the 60s and whatever else. You know, and he claims, you know, that's a joke itself to even be a part of that organization if you're white. You know, it's supposed to be
he seems like he's almost capable of being organized here. That's what's interesting. Like, he's still spouting out bullshit. Like, everything that he's saying right now is like awful shit. But here he seems actually dangerous and actually more of a threat than he could possibly be now.
If you want to word it, you know, like a black pride thing, it's supposed to. And any real blood will tell you that.
This is sober. This is sober wipey. This is Matt. I would urge him to get back to this, but cut out the racist bullshit.
He talks about walking around the chain gang proud to be the only white blood. Talks about how he...
Dude, there's no way. Okay, I'm sorry, dude. Look at this dude's fucking titties, bro. There's no way that's natural. That's like a mix of like testosterone and like estrogen trying to like match the testosterone. He's like Bob from Fight Club, dude. Remember Bob? This is Bob. Bob had bitch tits. There I was, just crying, and I was I was in oblivion. Just me and Bob's tits.
wants other gangs. He wants other gangs to recognize and give him respect that he's the white blood. And they're laughing at him.
You could see a difference in his
when I
mouth.
was in the chain gang, everybody.
You could see the difference in the way that he talks, the way that his mouth moves, the way that his jaw is. You could see a major difference.
He laughs at a white blood. The Bloods laugh at him. The Crips laugh at him. The G's laugh at him. And especially the other white boys. They laugh at him because he's so fucking confused. You know?
Jeremy's my voice. His name was Robert Paulson. His name was White Boy Lockjaw.
He talks about, Florida culture. You got to be urban, and this is, Spanish people say the N-word and this and that, and it's the culture. And if you're from the country, then if you're from the country, then you're gonna say this and that. I never been raised in the country, but you don't see me, trying to act nothing that I'm not. I'm myself.
Wow.
I'm proud to be me first and foremost. You know what I mean? It seems like he's hating on me because I have bolts. Yeah, I did earn them.
What?
I'm sorry, I'm not stupid enough to be in a gang. Sorry. You know what I mean?
Okay, right there, folks. You heard it. Let's go back and let's hear him say that one more time, folks. We're talking about the SS tattoo that's on his shoulder.
Been raised in the country, but you don't see me, trying to act
just
nothing that I'm
listen
not.
Up,
I'm myself.
listen up.
I'm proud to be me first and foremost. You know what I mean? It seems like he's hating on me because I have bolts. Yeah, I did earn them, but I'm sorry, I'm not stupid enough to be in a gang. Sorry. You know what I mean? Yeah, he talks about this.
Okay, well, I figure that in order to earn them, you had to pledge yourself in some way, shape, or form to a certain group of people that I would imagine holds the same ideologies as someone who would rock an SS tattoo. So, yeah, so you earned them. I wonder how you earned them. If you got them in prison and you earned them, I wonder what kind of racist, fucked up shit you did in order to earn them. I'm curious.
Sky country, what a moron that guy is. Who put swastikas on themselves and has a
great question.
A daughter that's a Crip or whatever the hell he said. I don't know what country was doing or what he had going on, but what a fake ass poser that is. But I could just imagine them at the chow hall, the white blood and the poser country sitting together eating. And
so basically, yeah, all this bullshit that he's been saying lately, trying to denounce why he got these tattoos, is going right out the window, because 2 years ago here in this video, he says that if you're rocking these tattoos and you don't believe in what you're talking about, well, then you're a poser. So if he's trash talking somebody for being a poser, okay, if he's trash talking somebody for being a poser, for having tattoos and they don't have those beliefs behind them, well, then what is he? Not a poser?
But contradiction that is. That's funny. It's I definitely could see them two sitting down eating a meal. You want my pudding? Here you go. I got pudding for cake. You know what I mean? He's just a real fake dude, man.
You know what I love about this shit is like all I have to do consistently since I started this, right? All I have to do is just kind of like blindly, just kind of like with my mouse, and then like pick a video. That's all I got to do. I got to go on his channel and just eeny, meeny, miny, mo, boom, click, and then I find some shit.
It's funny. His channel's doing well, but it just goes to show you the times that we live in. You know, whatever this kid says, because he puts on this persona that he's in.
All right, but I will say this, hell of a live. Your comment here is saying he is talking about a guy that is not racist, in all caps, not racist. But apparently, according to him, he has Nazi tattoos. He has swastikas tattooed on him. Okay. If that person has those tattoos, he deserves some scrutiny. Maybe he is a racist. Maybe he isn't a racist. But if you get racist tattoos, guess what? You branded yourself willingly a racist, and you get the scrutiny for it. Sorry, that's just how that works out.
Gang, and you know, he tells these super war stories. You know, everybody just believes him. It's like I said.
But there are people who have redeemed themselves, people who have changed, people who have saw the light, as it were, right? There are people who have done prison time and done horrible things and had racist ideas and followed racist ideologies, and then somebody made sense to them at some point, and then they changed. And just because you have those tattoos on you doesn't mean that your mind can't change. That's just true, you know. Now, this dude, if you've got that big swastika like that one dude on his stomach, you know what I mean? Like in that Dolly video, if you've got like a huge swastika on your stomach, like, and it's solid black, there's no covering that up. there's like no covering that up, especially when he's got all the tattoos that he has on him surrounding it. There's just no, he's stuck with that. Unless he just wants to go with a solid black block, right? Just a square, solid black block, right? That is the only thing that he can do with that tattoo. But there is laser surgery, but the thing is, Cherry, you're making a good point. But the thing is about laser surgery or laser tattoo removal, I should say, is it's very expensive, first of all. And second of all, it is extremely painful. Getting a tattoo hurts. And I don't give a shit who you are. Okay. Anybody who's like, oh, it didn't hurt at all. Well, then you were probably on pills or something, you know. But actually, like for my back piece, which was like my first tattoo, I actually fell asleep, but I just got used to it. But to say that it didn't hurt would be a lie. It did hurt. Of course it hurt. But I got used to it. I'm just like, I'm going to be here for hours. And then I just fell asleep, like, you know, getting the tattoo. But every other tattoo that I've ever gotten hurt a lot, you know. Maybe I was taking better care of myself during that first tattoo. But the thing is tattoos hurt. But my point being is that they say that the tattoo removal, the laser tattoo removal procedure is way more painful. It's supposed to be way more painful. So it's not that easy. Some people have changed their ways and they're stuck with those tattoos because they don't have a lot of money. So yeah. And I could see them being like, oh my God, you know, fuck it. Like I can make the choice. I'll explain the tattoo away every time I have to. You know what I mean? And if I get shit for it, then I get shit for it because I was stupid enough to get the tattoo in the first place. I could see somebody being like that.
In a video that I made way in the beginning, it's almost like he's Santa Claus, and these little kids believe that he's really going to come with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You know, that's what 1090 Jake is to me. You know, he's just a fictional person, man, and everybody just believes him, and they stick up for him too. You know,
dude, this is almost a different person. Like he's talking the same shit. I cannot get over this. He's talking the same shit, but he's got a completely different demeanor about him. I don't see the same insecurity in him that I see now. I see an overwhelming amount of insecurity in him now. Whereas here, I actually kind of fear him. You know, this is a guy who seems to have just got out of prison and seems to strongly have convictions in his beliefs. And that's a scary dude. That is a threatening dude.
It's really funny, man. It's just people should get their head out of their asses, man. But, you know, this YouTube thing, these prison channels, people tune in because they're attracted to it naturally, but they've never been in there. They've never gone through it.
His name was Robert Paulson.
So they want to know, and, you know, let the storyteller tell you everything that you want to hear. You know, why not? You're going to keep tuned in. You know, it's entertainment. But the facts remain that
I'm convinced he's on drugs.
In the chain gang.
Not in this video. I'm convinced that this dude is on drugs today, like now more than ever. This is a completely different person.
It doesn't matter if you're in a gang, a neutron, white, black, Chinese, anything. There's a lot of respect that you have to give one another. You have to give it. If you don't give it, you're going to learn real fast to start showing it and start giving it, because, you know, it's all about respecting the Gen gang. Totally. One thing you're not going to do is just go around saying racist words in general, because someone's going to call you on it and someone's going to make you run it, you know. But that goes with everything. You know, you're not going to step all over.
He's making an interesting point here too. He's saying you're not going to just throw around racist words. And he's talking, I'm guessing he's fresh out of prison, because he's talking as if he's still in prison. He's like, you don't just go around throwing racist words around, because what's going to happen is somebody's going to make you run it. Think about that for a second. He's not saying don't throw racist words around. He's saying if you're going to throw racist words around, back that shit up. Which I agree with, by the way. I don't agree with racism in the slightest bit. But what I'm saying is I agree with him in that sense. If you're going to be a racist, be loud about it and take whatever comes to you and be ready to fight for what you believe in. Plain and simple. Don't be a coward. Don't deny, which is what he does these days, 2 years later. Deny that you were ever a racist. Don't use prison as an excuse. Because this is a completely different person in the sense that he's saying, well, you know, be ready to back that shit up. He's saying the same shit that I've been saying about him these days, which is really, really interesting to me.
Man, if you're on the top bunk and you gotta get up on your bunk, you're not gonna step on the head side where the pillow is, step all over someone's pillow to jump on your top bunk. It don't go down like that. That's disrespectful. You're going to get checked. You're going to get tried. If you're on the phone and, you know, you're hanging there talking to your homeboy, waiting on the yard to open by the door, being all loud, joking and clowning, you're going to get checked because, hey man, I'm talking to my people. Shut the fuck up. There's a lot of respect. There's a couple examples right there. But no type of people are just going to be talking reckless everywhere and around. You know, I do believe him when he said the N-word around his own little comfort zone, and that goes for everybody. But you could tell the most of his time was done.
You can see that he's trying to win points with the Aryan Brotherhood here. He's trying to win points with the white supremacist movement here and whoever claims it. You can see that that's what he's doing. He's basically sitting here talking trash about this dude and trying to gain clout among them and among the prison community, saying, hey, don't do this and don't do that because you're fake. And so that those other white people go, yeah, he's the real deal. Like, this is really fascinating, actually. Like a prison YouTube community out in, like, this is interesting.
In a JIT camp because he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. You know, I know a lot of people that say the N-word flagrantly and just don't give a shit. It's just what it is, man. People are on that type of time.
Okay, so yeah, so he knows a lot of people who just throw that word around flagrantly, in his words. He knows a lot of people who just throw the N-word around. That's good to know.
You know, 1090, he's just a young kid. Yeah, I still would love to run it with him. It's not going to happen. People have tried to get him to get me on his channel. I mean, I'll talk to him. I love to talk to him one-on-one if that could be set up. He checks up on me. You people might not know this, especially everyone that believes everything he says. You know, just like he's got receipts on people, don't think he hasn't hit my boy Viking up and he's like, hey, man, what's up with your boy Matt? Does he want a shout out? You know, who's he going to interview? Who's he going to interview? Those are his exact words. If I had a community and I could post my screenshot to him on Instagram and those exact words I just said, I would. But I love for someone to comment and be like, man, you're lying, this and that, because I'll have Viking put it on his wall.
Dude, look at how many fucking views this video got. This video has 21,281 views. I don't think I have any videos with that many views on it. Give me 1 second. I need to look at something. Okay. The video that I have the most views on has 55,000 views. Okay. But think about that. This dude couldn't even get more than 70 people in his chat today. And this horribly filmed, this horribly shot video 2 years ago has 21,281 views.
You know, he's hitting my boy up because everything I'm saying right now, he knows is true. You know, I said a while ago that
What that tells me is this guy was fucking, this dude was a force to be reckoned with at one point. He was somebody to fucking pay attention to as far as that community that he's trying to target goes. That's a scary fucking thing, dude. This dude sitting around talking about like white pride and all that shit. This dude sitting around talking about that 2 years ago had a lot of attention. 21,000 people, dude. That's insane. That guy, okay? That guy, 21,000 views. A guy who's not making really any sense. Now, in this video, as far as what he's talking about and the people that he's trying to get their attention, he is kind of making sense. I don't know for sure because I don't know anything about being in prison. I don't know anything about being a white supremacist. I don't know anything about race, culture, arguments. I don't know anything about that shit. But with this dude, that tells me that there was a time where people took this dude seriously, and now they're not. And if I had to guess why, it's because this dude got into drugs, either for the first time when he got out of prison or was doing drugs before he got into prison and then relapsed.
Gonna have a blood do an interview about it. He really does. He's really not on the YouTube thing. He doesn't want to be, out there like that. So I got to respect that. But he'll do a phone thing. But I think, at the end of the day, I'm all right with him. So I think I can get him to do it. But you should see 1090 sweating. He couldn't get a hold of me, but he damn sure got a hold of Viking. But as far as as far as his boy Country goes, swastikas,
I honestly don't know, New York Mom. I don't know. It's honestly none of my business. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm curious about it because I know it'll help me understand him a little bit better to a certain degree. So I'm curious about what he went to prison for, but I'm not inclined enough to go find out. You know what I mean? And honestly, just to make it clear, I don't want anybody sending me anything on him because that would be doxing. I'm not interested in this person's docs at all whatsoever. He's just a YouTube personality that I find humorous and I like making fun of. Right now, I'm not making fun of him because I'm focused on this video right here, and I'm actually somewhat fascinated by it. But I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, just make sure, don't send me anything. If you have personal information on this dude, I don't want it. I just want to be very, very clear about that. I don't want it. I'm just somewhat curious about why he went to prison for the reasons of wanting to understand him better, but I don't need to know that bad. Okay? So I want to be very clear about that.
They were most popular from the Germans. They're most popular from Nazis. That's correct. But a swastika can go all the way back, to Christians. They found the swastikas on Christian.
Wow. No. Okay. What he's talking about, he doesn't understand. Well, you know what? Because of this video, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and I'll let him finish. But there's an explanation that I can go into about the origin of the swastika. And I know this just from working in the tattoo industry as a piercer. But I can't get over people that I randomly picked this video. I swear to God, I've never seen it before. I just went back as far as I could and I just clicked on a video. I didn't look at how many views it had or anything. And then I got curious and I expected to see, when I got curious as to how many views this got, I was expecting maybe 5,000 views, maybe 10,000 views tops. I did not expect 21,000 views on this video.
Tombs. Egyptians used swastikas. The Nazis did not invent the swastika. SS
the Nazis did not invent the swastika. They did it. I mean, he's somewhat correct. Okay, that's what's really funny here. He's somewhat correct. The swastika is okay. You got the and then the right. You've got that, but it's cocked to the side, right? That's what you see on a Nazi flag, is a swastika that looks like, right? Now, when it's not diagonal the way that it is, when it's not cocked to the side the way that is on the flag, it's actually a symbol for peace from other cultures. I've seen pictures of people with tattoos of, and I'm talking about like ancient, like Tibetan people, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Let me Google this. Let me I don't even know how to spell swastika. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. All right. There's actually a YouTube video that explains this. All right. Let me do that.
All is well. While the symbol is largely associated with the Holocaust in the West today, the swastika as a symbol of good fortune dates back millennia. The symbol has been used by the Indians and Native Americans, the Phoenicians, and the Greeks. In fact, the oldest use of the symbol dates back to the Ice Age in what is now Ukraine. Today, Hindus, Buddhists, and Jains widely use the swastika in religious practices.
You see
For
what I'm
Jains,
talking about, though?
it represents their seventh enlightened teacher. For Buddhists, it represents the footprints and heart of Buddha. For Hindus, the four limbs of the swastika represent the four Vedas, the four goals of life, and the four directions. Swastikas are commonly found at the entrance of Hindu homes and adorn Hindu temples. Its form can also be found in mathematics and in astronomy. To learn more, visit hinduamerican.org/swastika.
See, I find that extremely interesting. Right. And you're right. Whoever wrote that they perverted it is absolutely true. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Is if you saw it, it was straight and normal, right? Like dead on. Whereas the Nazis cocked it to the side and put it on their flag. Oh no, it absolutely makes his SS bolts seem even worse. Absolutely.
Bolts, yes, they did. I have bolts. I was never in a gang. When I was in Chain Gang, knocking boneheads out.
Why did you get the bolts?
I had a few different organizations. They all wanted to bring me home. I just never took the patch. I'm not stupid. I don't want to be.
Okay, so you never put the patch, but you got the tattoo. So basically what he's doing right now is he's confirming right now, even though this is 2 years ago, he's confirming that he got those on his own accord. He never joined a gang. He never did anything. He never did it to affiliate with anybody, even though he has said in recent live streams that he got it because you do what you have to do in prison to survive, right? Did he not say that? Did I not play that? So what he's doing is basically right here confirming and bragging that he got these swastika tattoos or he got these SS tattoos on his own accord, for his own reasons, because it's what he believes in, and that's it. And I'm not going to get involved in any gang. Fuck you. I'm doing this for me. That's what he's trying to say here.
I don't want to be affiliated. I'm my own man, and I'm proud of that as well. What I earned on myself. I don't need anybody to give me bylaws and oaths and all that and be up under somebody. Who does that? In prison, I didn't let the police tell me what to do. I don't want another man telling me what to do.
Yeah,
Come on now. It makes no sense.
This is all his insecurity. See, he's just better at it because he's not doped up. But it's the same insecurity where he's just trying to win people over. He's trying to get their respect. He's trying to say, this is what I do. Don't worry about me. You can count on me. I'm racist as fuck.
But 1090, he just doesn't know what he's talking about. You know, I called him out. One of my first videos. It's got a lot of views. You know, and lately after that, you know, Pino, he decides, you know, he wants to take the fade for 1090. You know, and I would run up with Pino. You know, he's the one that says I'll take the fade, this and that, but the dude weighs 160 pounds.
Wow.
You know, I'm not bumping for free. It's got to be in the gym, you know, this and that.
I'm not bumping for free. What does that mean, bumping? Does that mean like fucking somebody up? Is that what that means? Like, dude, your titties weigh 160 pounds.
Under, you know, under some rules, you know, I'll give my fade any day of the week. I've already said it. I've already tried to set it up. But again, with the receipts, he don't want it. You know, he don't want it. I'm not dumb. You know, I'm not going to pull up and this guy, you know, he's with his little Crip brothers or whatever else meet on the corner. That's stupid. Who wants to go in over it? It's retarded. But if it gets set up, which we do have it in the gym, and knuckle up, you know, it's what fighting gyms do. You can go in there, put gloves on, you can get it. You know, you're not going to go in behind it. You're not going to catch a case, you know. I don't hate Pino. I don't hate 1090. I just think that they represent Florida the wrong way. That's all I'm saying. You know, 1090, Pino, 1090, all them dudes, when you hear them tell their stories on whatever it is.
And he's thinking out loud. So, I mean, the pattern of thinking, it's funny. It's very fascinating to watch this right now because the pattern of thinking is exactly the same as what we see now, right? He jumps from one thought to the next. He's clearly ADHD, and I'm not faulting him for that because I'm ADHD. I had bad ADHD. So I'm not faulting him for that, but you could see the difference between, you could see how bad the ADHD kicks in when he's high versus now, or at least what we're watching right now. Very, very, yeah, it's crazy. That makes sense. 1090 making, let's check out 1090. Let's do that. Let's check out some 1090. I'm curious about 1090. What's his name? 1090 Jake? End of sentence. I'm assuming is him. Oh man, this dude has 104,000 views on his last video. But let's look him up 2 years ago. Let's do that. Just to be fair. Just to get an idea of the same dude that Wipey is talking about here. All right. This video right here. Oh my God, dude. That's what he's doing. He's clout chasing. He's clout chasing is what he's doing. Because this video right here, folks, has 259,683 views, and it is from February 2020. Okay.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. I got a guest for y'all. It's a crazy ass story. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
You know, they call me Chico Mike, Cuba, whatever. You can call me Michael. My name is Michael Ramirez, man. And, you know, I'm ready to do this with Jake, man. And let's get this shit done. Let's get it popping.
And let me tell you something. Unless this dude's got a record, which he probably does, I'm guessing, just based on the community. I'm not saying it's not a racial thing, just based on the community, right? One thing about like living in Miami is like you're not doxing, you're not doxing anybody who lives in Miami unless they got a record, and you can actually see a mugshot because there's so many Michael Ramirez's. I promise you that. I know 3 myself, personally. Just saying. I know 3 myself, right? I know Michael Fernandez's. I know Michael Garcia's. I know Michael Hernandez's. I know so many, right? Because it's just how that is. And did he just say he was Cuban? Or did he just say Chico Mike?
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all that y'all rocking with me. I got a guest for y'all. It's a crazy ass story. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
You know, they call me Chico Mike, Cuba, whatever. You can call me
Cuba.
Michael.
There it is.
My name is Michael Ramirez, man. And, you know, I'm ready to do this with Jake, man. And let's get this shit done. Let's get it popping. Let's let the world know what it is and what it ain't, man.
Definitely. Now, how much time did you do inside of the Florida Department of Corrections?
The first time?
Altogether,
I've wasted.
Okay, so yeah. So
almost
is the prison
70
community
months.
just all
the
about
first
bragging
bid was
about
when you
being
met
in
me.
prison?
I caught two in, 4 out YO sentence.
and what charges did you have that led you to prison?
I had two simple burglaries at the age of 17. I got the rec filed, but because I chose to get the rec filed.
Oh, you got caught.
You see, I'm from Miami, bro.
I've done my own I've done my own burglaries. I have. I'm not proud of it as a juvenile, but I get caught. I have actually one burglary charge. What's really funny about that burglary charge is as a juvenile is we didn't actually break into somebody's house to steal anything. Our friend who we used to hang out with, we would all like sneak out of our houses late at night, and we knew how he would get in and out of his house in his bedroom, his windows, because in Florida you have the panel windows, right? The 3 that you use the roller to open, right? Well, his window, you could just pull it, you know, and all 3 of them would just, and then he was a really skinny kid. His name was Nate. And he would just like crawl through the window, right? To sneak out. So we would just go and tap on his window because he was on the first floor, and we just actually there was no second floor. He was in townhouses. But well, yeah, no, there was 2 floors. It was a 2-story townhouse, but his bedroom was on the first floor, and we'd tap on his window and he would like, you know, come out through there. But he had just moved away. And then we had, you know, we were like, well, we don't have any place to hang out tonight. We got all this weed to smoke and all this acid to do. So let's go to Nate's old house because there's nobody there. and you know, we weren't thinking on the terms of somebody still owns it. We were just like, it's vacant. You know, stupid. But we ended up going into the house through there, and we were stupid, and we made a whole bunch of noise, like slamming cabinets. We were like taking WD-40 and our lighters, and you know, so people, the neighbors, could see what was going on. But the thing is this was in Miami Lakes. Now in Miami Lakes, Florida, there's there's man-made lakes, right? And these townhouses that he was on a man-made lake. So the back porch, there was no way to get to the other neighbor. There was no way to get to, you know what I mean? Like the only way out is to swim. And we weren't going out the front, right? And somebody called the cops, naturally. And we all got arrested. Like we all had shotguns pointed at us, like, get down on the ground right now, blah, blah, blah. You know, and dude, we were about to go swimming, right? We get on the back porch and there were cops coming through the neighbors' houses. They had to actually go into the neighbor's house, through their front and out the back of the house, and like catch us because we were gonna go swimming, and they caught us on the porch on the deck, and they were like, get down on the ground right now. And I was just like, you know, I mean, I was 17, you know what I mean? Like, and I and I was just like, okay, you know, and then they took us to jail, and then they booked us with burglary. But because the house was empty and there was nothing to steal, it got brought down to a trespassing charge. And so nothing ever happened from that. The DA wouldn't even prosecute that. It was like, whatever. But yeah, that's the one time that I ever got caught for burglary.
Broward area, you know, I grew up in Broward. So I left Broward when I was 14 years old. I moved to Miami in Hialeah, Florida, and that's when, you know, my whole life got even crazier.
Holler. That's my boy.
And
right
I was
there.
back and forth in them counties. So every time I get arrested, you know, I'll be in Broward juvenile, and I'll have a warrant in Miami for missing their court. Then they'll send me to Miami. So the 2 year.
Is it fucked up that I like this guy?
Years in and the 4 out, Broward gave it to me because when I was in Miami, I had a Grand Theft Auto, 2 Grand Theft Autos, and a burglary to a car. When I was 17, they wanted to send me to a level 6 program.
Dude, you know how easy
but
it is
instead,
to get fucking away with that shit?
I wanted to be this. I didn't want to give that street life up. I didn't want to sit down. I didn't want to relax. I was still built up and, you know, in anger and just sick of the shit and what I went through as a youngin' and how life dealt me.
I have a theory on that. I think that a lot of people, and I wouldn't be surprised if this gentleman was one of them, but I think that a lot of people would commit crimes like that because they expect to get caught. They want to get caught. They want the attention. They want their mom to show up and be like, you know, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's a lot of people that were like that. Because I'm not going to assume that the guy is just plain dumb, because I don't think it takes a lot of smarts to get away with breaking into a car or to get away with breaking into a house. I don't think it does, honestly. I feel like some of these criminals who get caught is because they want to get caught. He just admitted that he was very angry. He was an angry person. So it's just kind of like, probably like, because I've seen this a lot where somebody has the attitude of, you know what, I'm going to fucking break into this car and fuck anybody who tries to stop me. And it's just like, whoa, dude, that's stupid. You know what I mean? Don't do that. You know, and they're just like, fuck that, and fuck the world, and fuck you, and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, it happens.
His hand. So I made the decision and told my probation officer, I don't want no program. I want to get bonded out and make money and just be a dumb, a dork, a duck, and just be this asshole in life because I felt life was an asshole to me. So I got bonded. They direct filed me February 28th, I think 2012. They direct filed me. Went to the county. And
now here's the question, folks, because I'm going to let this keep going, right? I'm going to keep covering this right here. But here's the question. Does this guy have such a successful channel because A, he brags about being an ex-con, or B, because he brags about what he's learned from being an ex-con and he's trying to do something positive? Because I will give this guy the benefit of the doubt, since I'm just now streaming him for the first time. I've never seen this guy before, never heard of him until you guys mentioned him in my chat and until Wipey Boy brought him up.
And in Miami, TGK, I was there for 5 to 6 days. My bond was $15,000, but, you know, 10%, $1,500. And nobody bonded me out. You know, my family didn't bond me out. And, you know, my family wasn't really there. I had a homeboy, man, with a baby on the way. Whatever, put his life on the line, whatever, you know, had a little job there. Whatever it is he did, he paid my bond. And I got out. Went to Broward. Wow. And
I could see why people like this content.
I committed a burglary, so they say, and so it is in my file that I committed this burglary. And, you know, they direct filed me off Rip and Broward. There's no question about it. They said, you've already been direct filed in another county. We can't do nothing. So with my decision that I made to be in Miami, to be bonded out, they were like, no, you're stuck. And then now I had no homeboys to bond me out, because the homeboy that did bond me out, he went to a program, level 6 program, Spectrum in Pompano, Florida. So he couldn't. That was my main man. So now I'm there with a burglary. The first charge I caught in Broward was April 22nd, 2012. It was a Sunday. Whatever, I went to Broward, and, you know, this witness there in Pembroke Pines said that I was going through cars, you know, being a juvenile, just doing this dumb stuff that juveniles do, and that we think is a way of life because we know nothing else. And we make this image that, you know, we trying to get it now and just be selfish. And they charged me with burglary to conveyance, bro. And my bond was $100. $100. It was $1,000, but it was $100. And I did 2 months because nobody wanted to bond me out, because everybody was like, you got to learn your lesson. Like, I've been getting incarcerated since I was 14 years old, bro. Back and forth. I did not do more than a month out, or more than 3 months out, since the age of 14 to the age I am now. This is the first time where I'm actually out a year and 2 months, even past 3 months, since I was 14 years old. So
I'm curious as to, like, where he's at these days.
I was in there fighting, you know. My mom finally came back in my life. You know, she was telling me that she started giving in because she knew I was going through it in there and all. And I was like, I didn't understand. I had all these friends that I was making money with.
Like, is it fucked up? Like, am I like, because this dude, he's Hialeah, dude. You know what I mean? Like, when you come, okay, let me explain to you guys. When you come from Hialeah, dude, like, there's a certain pride to that shit. I don't know how to explain it, but when you grew up in Hialeah, Florida, there's a certain pride to that shit, right? And I'm feeling this guy's pride from growing up in Hialeah. Like, I'm totally feeling it. I grew up with thousands of dudes like this, hundreds realistically, but I'm saying, like, I grew up with dudes like this, and we were always cool, you know? But I'm wondering, like, where this is gonna go. Is he bragging about having been in jail, or is he going to brag about how it changed him? I'm rooting for the latter. I really am.
And look, I got $100 bond, and they ain't there. You feel me? So boom, finally my mom bonded me out, man. And whatever I got.
And here at Blue Bunny, we employ the world's best bunnies to create fun frozen treats for people.
Got out, still with the bullshit. August 24th of 2012. I got bonded out July. I was there from April 22nd to like around July. And August 24th, you know, I committed this burglary, they said, in Davie. It was, you know,
they said
I was on the run for like 2 hours, man. Until finally the canine caught me. Now I'm in the county again. I got bond. They gave me bond again.
I'm sorry. I gotta laugh at my boy right here, dude. He was like, a burglary they said I did in Davie, and then I was on the run for like 2 hours. What the fuck are you running for if it was just because they said you did it? Really? Come on, dude.
But I just had to pay that other bond now, too, again. But that's it. Everybody's like, nah, like, we ain't gonna bond you out. So when I'm there, I got my PD, you know, public pretender, they call him, whatever they want to call him. And at the end of the day, you already know what it is. These people,
this is
it's a game.
To sound like
court.
This is starting to sound like he's making excuses and he's blaming the world. God damn it, this generation, bro. I had faith in this dude. I did. Because he's sitting here and he's like, you know, I had nobody to bond me out, blah, blah, blah. And he's feeling sorry for himself because nobody was there to fucking bond him out. But the fact of the matter is, dude, you got yourself in a position again where somebody has to fucking bond you out. Come on, dude. Like,
you hold court, you know, court, the true definition of court means a play. So that's really what the court system is. It's a play. It's an act.
Oh
and
my God, bro.
I got this freaking public.
Te lo juro. Te jodiste, brother. Te jodiste. Okay? You fucked yourself. Like, you did that to you, dude. Come on, man. The court system is just a play. It's a joke. No, dude. You keep ending up in the same fucking spot. I'm not in that same spot. Most of the people, if not everybody in my chat, is not in the same spot, dude. Come on, dude.
Whatever public defender, I got a burglary to conveyance and a regular burglary unoccupied at 17 years old. Those only 2 adult charges. Plus, yeah, Miami had a Grand Theft Auto, but still, that is still petty, right? Or is it not? A simple burglary? Petty. Is that not petty?
No, dude. It's not petty. Let me explain to you why it's not. Let me explain to you why it's not petty, dude. Okay? The reason why, that's why they call it Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto is because most cars are worth over $10,000, right? And those $10,000, think about how hard it is to accumulate $10,000, because if you could easily accumulate $10,000, my man, you would just buy a car. You wouldn't have to steal one. You understand what I'm saying? So somebody worked hard for that shit. Somebody worked hard for that shit. And then you went and fucking stole it. It's not just some simple burglary, dude. You fucking possibly shattered somebody's fucking dreams. I know it's just a car. I get that. What I'm saying is somebody fucking may have worked really hard for that car. Likely they did. That's not just for you to take, dude. Michelle, welcome.
Months, I had evaluations. And then when I went to sentencing, the judge was like, give me 2 and 4 out. And there was nothing I could do at that point. So, I was fighting a lot in the county. I was hearing about these rumors about YO camp. I was always an angry kid younger. It wasn't that I was angry. I just used to see shit that, when you're in an environment like that, there are really some dickheads in there that try to make your time hard or try to act tough. And me, I was the type of dude, bro, I'm really quiet, very quiet.
Here's
anybody that knows me doing time, all I do is watch, bro.
Here's an idea. Don't do shit that's going to get you locked up, Because what I'm getting the vibe from him is he's somebody who feels comfortable being locked up. He said he's been incarcerated in and out since he was 14, right? But he sounds to me like somebody who feels comfortable being locked up. Manson was like that. And I'm not comparing him to Manson in the sense that like he's capable of the same shit Manson did. No, that's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is Manson was, as Morgan Freeman in Shawshank Redemption put it, Manson was institutionalized. And I get that. Let me lay some shit on you guys tonight. I'm drinking a little bit, so you guys are going to get some serious honesty out of me, okay? I have, in the past, in my adolescence, been committed for. I remember I was homeless and I was hanging out with my friends, and my buddy was, and he's actually dead now. He was murdered, and that's actually a very high profile case. But he was murdered way later on. We're talking almost 20 years later. Wow, it's a long time. But we were really close at one point as teenagers, and Cherry remembers his name. His name's Scott. And we were really close as teenagers, and he had a job at Subway, right, in Hialeah, on if anybody's from Hialeah, on 12th Ave, and oh my God, no, that wasn't. Was that Red Road? No. There's a Checkers there. Red Road was was past that. But it was on 12th Ave. There was a Payless Shoe Source. There was a Checkers. It's a very popular spot, actually. And Subway was the only place in that spot in Hialeah that was open really late at night. And Scott worked there. He was officially employed there, but he was in charge of the night shift. And we're talking the early 90s when this was going on. And Scott handled the books and everything like that, like, because they were actual books. Like, they ran that place with books and not computers. So whatever the inventory was what was written down. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's what it was, right? So we were able to, we would hang out with Scott and help him serve customers and do the prep and all that stuff, even though we weren't actually employed. And we would actually have money to steal from because, you know, he did the books. You know, he was a 20-year-old kid and I was 17. And he would make it so where there was no money ever short. And we would actually, like, you know, buy whatever drugs that we wanted to, you know, to get through the night, because we were homeless. So what's the best way to get through the night? You get high. And that's exactly what we did. And I remember when I got taken away, because what happened was my mom had reported me missing. I guess she got worried or whatever. And she reported me missing and hired, or she didn't hire anybody, but she went to the courthouse and got a Baker Act for me to get picked up. You'll hear Bullhorn Betty talk about Baker Acts. And it's strictly a Florida thing. That's how she knows that word. And then she misused it for Tennessee, which is like, there's no Baker Act here in Tennessee, which is really funny. But my mom got a judge to sign a Baker Act, and then 2 detectives showed up at the subway one night, and they looked at one kid and they were like, "What's your name?" And he said, "My name's Angel." And then they were like, "No, not you." And then they looked at me and said, "What's your name?" And then I was like, and then they just grabbed me and slammed my head on the hood of the car and handcuffed me. And I was just like, fucking just like, and after that, they took me. I remember my buddy Steve, he's dead now too, actually, overdose. But he jumped up on the car and like on the hood of the car, and it was like, "What the fuck are you doing to Will, man? What the fuck are you doing?" And then I was just like, "This must be my mom, you know?" And then he was like, "I'll go talk to your mom." And he meant that in a sincere way. He was just a good dude, you know? And he was like, I'll go talk to your mom. But the cops took that like a threat. And the cops were like, if you go see his mom, I'll be on you like white on rice. Right? I swear to God, that's what he said. "I'll be on you like white on rice." That is what he said. And then they put me in the car and they were like, "Don't worry, you're not going to jail. You're not going to jail." And I just kept going, "What are you doing?" You know, I was scared. I was like, what are you doing? Where are you taking me? I don't understand what's going on. I didn't do anything, you know? And they're like, "You're not going to jail. You're not going to jail. Your mom cares about you, blah, blah, blah." And I guess I had threatened suicide a couple times or whatever, when we would have fights at home. And so I guess that was her grounds to be able to get that Baker Act done. And I was 17. And then I went into this place, and the thing was I made a really serious impression. And I basically ran the fucking place. I organized everyone in my dorm, because everything was dorms. And then, you know, you didn't have a room, but you had a cubicle, right? So I organized everybody in my dorm to stand up against the staff and the nurses. And And they called what was called a code red, and called everyone to our floor, because I managed to get everyone and organize everyone to stand up against the staff and just sit there and basically organize the fucking demo, where we just sat there and we're not going to do group. We're not going to do exercise. We're not going to do anything. I'm going to, and you can't stop us all from doing it. I just, just to keep myself occupied, I did this. And when I think about it now, I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Wow. But yeah, it was an interesting thing. And so I understand, like, I felt like I was somebody there, when at the time I didn't feel that way on the outside. I mean, I could make my friends laugh or whatever, and I could, be silly and whatever, but I there's no way that I could do something to that capacity, like on the outside where I was hanging out with my friends and homeless, to what I pulled off in this place, which was just to fucking entertain myself, just to troll everybody. And yeah. So I get that feeling of feeling like you're more than somebody when you're in a small population of people. You obviously, if you have a sense of personality, you have a vibrant personality, more or less. You're able to get people's attention in an entertaining fashion, in such a small population of people that are your peers and your age, all of them. You know what I mean? Like, it was just something to do to get them all on my page. It was really weird. But it was fun. And I felt like somebody there, as opposed to when I'm on the outside and I don't feel like much of anybody, so I get that. I'm getting that that's the essence of this entire prison community, more or less. Like, these are all made up of people who were somebody when they were incarcerated, and they were somehow, I guess, they were amongst a certain small population of people where they were more significant in there than they ever would be in a world of 6 billion people, 7 billion people. You know what I mean? So I get that feeling of, yeah, I did this and I did that. Yeah, kind of good old days shit, Pendar, right? More or less. I get that. Because I mean, yeah, like I basically organized a coup, and I was 17. You know what I mean? Like, it was just fun to do. And I did it just to fucking be funny to myself, just to make myself laugh.
I'm very cautious with who I deal with, So whatever, basically what I got the 2 and 4 out, and I'm hearing rumors while I'm in, I turned 18 in the county in Broward, because I was fighting. I was 17, I turned 18. And, there was dudes telling me about Indian River, all this shit people telling me, dog. And I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, fuck. It's not that I was scared. It was like, now, fuck, I gotta become this fucking animal, or you fucking get ate. That's just simple. That's how it is when you're in there. It's like you have to be this. You have to create this person that you truly do not want to be. There are people in there that are really in there on that because they're fucking lost. They don't give a fuck about life. But when you really give a fuck deep down, because in the end, yeah, I acted like I didn't give a fuck. I used to do this when I was a kid. I used to do that. But there's a fucking story behind what I did. You think I wanted to do everything? I didn't choose this motherfucking life, man. This life was gave to me.
See, I'm going to stop you there, Mike. Now, I get what you're saying. You didn't choose being the person that you are, and I get that. You didn't choose being angry. I get that. But you made the choice to commit crimes. but this is not me not empathizing with you. I promise. I feel like you made the choice to commit crimes because you simply weren't happy with yourself. And I get that. I know exactly how that feels. I feel like but it's really important. I really genuinely feel that it's really important for growth to take accountability, even for the things that you don't feel like, because the way to get there for me was I don't feel responsible for this shit at all. And then I had to like imagine myself being responsible, right? I literally had to do that. I had to imagine myself being responsible for my own actions and then being like, well, wait a minute. Because what ends up happening inevitably, is that you find yourself having to take accountability for your actions. You have no choice because you realize there was a moment where I had a conscience that was like, don't say that or don't do that. And then I was just like, fuck you, and did it anyway. Basically told myself to fuck myself, and I did it anyway. There was always a choice. And me realizing that and actually making a conscious effort to remember when I made those choices is extremely therapeutic, extremely helpful in being a better person and making better decisions. I promise you that.
I didn't know how to handle it, so I just went with it, and boom. So now my first day. You don't want to ask me nothing because I'm talking a lot.
Go ahead, bro. Run that. Run that.
Hey, dog. So whatever, dog. To my first day in fucking wild camp, dog, South Florida. Fucking.
See, now he's just going down memory lane.
I'm in here.
Hold on.
Nah, I'm good.
But I want to hear this dude talk. I want to know more about this 1090 dude.
You look at guys like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and
Scrooge McDuck.
You feel me? Like, yeah, I'm rocking with y'all because I don't want to be here alone. No, nigga, yeah, nigga, I don't want to be alone, nigga.
I'm gonna find another video here. Let's go back 2 years, like I said.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. 10 out of Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all like y'all rocking with me. This video right here is going to be about joining gangs inside of prison. I served all my time in the Florida Department of Corrections, so that's the only prison system I'm speaking on. I'm speaking from experience, right?
Why does he sound like he's from the Northeast, though? Florida Department of Corrections? He said that. Department.
I notice a lot of people like to pick their favorite prison channel or channels based on how much they can relate to that person. And you got some channels that are gang affiliated, you got some that aren't. And based on how they can relate, they also form opinions on other channels. So I'm going to break down the differences of joining a gang in prison, being affiliated before prison, and being affiliated when you come home. Now, I did 36 months in the Florida Department of Corrections. The beginning of my bid was served in the YOs, which is the youth offenders, 14 to 24 years old. The end of my bid, I was sent to an adult compound because I was charged with assault on an inmate, possession of a weapon. These were disciplinary reports. They weren't outside charges, so it stayed within the DOC. I did over 300 days in confinement straight. I was in the high custody dorm, and the compound I'm talking about is Appalachia CI. Inside of the youth offender prisons, the second you get to the reception, you're going to see everyone start to click up. And it's usually going to be by your home team, which is the city or the county that you came from. So in Central Florida, you got cities like Orlando, Tampa, St. Pete. Their DC number, Orlando is an X, St. Pete is an I, Tampa is a T. But because we're all in Central, we could also get a C. So everyone will click up based off of their DC numbers. The X's, which is Orlando, they become the X-Men. For St. Pete, they get the letter I, so I-net, real, eat together. And then you got Tampa. Even though the T isn't affiliated, Tampa has its own prison gang called MPI, Money, Power, Respect. So you're going to notice everybody starts clicking up. Sometimes Miami, Broward, and Palm Beach will click up as down south. You got 850, which is like Tallahassee. They'll all click up on.
Yeah, like I'm not I'm being honest here. Like I feel like he's I mean, he might just be a product of his environment. You know what I mean? He might just be a product of his environment where he everybody that he hangs around talks like that. You know, I get that. I remember I grew up, well, I didn't grow up, but for a few years, as a kid, I was in a children's center. I was between the ages of 10 to 12, actually. So 2 years. I was in a children's center and foster homes. And I remember when I first came back home to like my mom and my brother was like, "Why are you talking like a black person?" And I was, and you know, my brother's only 2 years older than me, but he asked me like, "Why are you talking like a black person?" And I didn't realize it, but I guess I was just a product of my environment. I was hanging around a lot of different people that, you know, that were of color. Unfortunately, you know, when you're in the system, and in St. Louis, there's going to be a lot of people of color in the system, unfortunately. And that was the case when I was a child. And I just adapted and survived around, you know, those who I lived around. I mean, I was 12. And I don't know what kind of environment this guy has been around. I mean, you know, but I'm going to give him that same benefit of the doubt. You know, if he's been in prison, I don't know what people sound like in prison. You know, I don't know. I never been there.
On the 850, Jacksonville will have the Cutthroats. Everybody just has their own little organizations, which really just come from their city. So it's more of a prison-based city gang. It relates to that city. Then you got the actual gangs, the Bloods, Crips, GDs, Kings. Everybody's up in here, right? So what'll happen is if you come to prison and you're already gang banging, you're going to affiliate with your people, and you're not really going to get tested until you hit your first compound. When you hit that compound, your people are running down on you. If you get put into the wrong dorm, your enemies are running down on you. Now, we've all heard it before. Oh, you join gangs for protection in prison. That is true to an extent. If you come from the street and you're unaffiliated, it doesn't matter.
See, I can see why this dude has the following that he has, because he's delivering information. The difference between him and Wipey Boy is this dude actually makes sense in what he's talking about. Now, whether you can relate to it or not is not the point, because I guarantee you that all the 200,000 people, let me see how many subs this dude has. Let me see real quick. This dude has 735,000 subscribers. 735,000 subscribers, people. That is not 735 ex-cons. That's 735,000 people that find what he says interesting. Does that make sense? So for Wipey Boy to like call this guy out and like trying to make an example out of him, that's clout chasing. That's all I can imagine that being, is going after this dude because he's clout chasing. Because this dude, whether you agree with what he's saying, whether you can relate to anything that he's saying, what he's saying is actually interesting, because I'm going to keep playing this because this is my first time actually listening to this dude, and I'm actually interested in the shit that he's talking about, because I don't know what it's like to be in prison. This video is well edited, and he's explaining how gang affiliation works in order to survive in prison, more or less, right? Whether or not you've ever been to prison, I don't know. A lot of people would find that fascinating. I'm finding it fascinating right now. I am.
If you lived in the hood, it doesn't matter if you lived in the suburbs, because I seen kids from the hood come in and turn soft as shit. I seen kids from the suburbs come in and they crank up, they're rocking. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter where you come from. It's really just a matter of your height. But when you come in and you're unaffiliated in the YOs, it's not a.
He's from the Massachusetts area. I'm hearing it.
Option for you. You might have had a couple of neutrons, but you're gonna rock. And when you first get to a youth defender camp, hey bro, what's up? You rocking? Who you rocking with? Oh, I'm a neutron. They're gonna be like, what? Never heard of it. That doesn't exist here. You're rocking with somebody. Who are you rocking with? Whether it's your home team, a gang, whatever it is, you're associated with something. Period. You're going to be associated with something. You're pretty much forced into it. The youth offenders, there's really no neutrons. That's more of an adult compound thing. A neutron being a neutral person, unaffiliated, right? So at that point, you're going to decide. It's like you have to play football. Which NFL team are you choosing?
So basically what's going on here is whether or not this guy's a poser, any of that shit, right? Doesn't matter. If I end up doing something fucked up or stupid right? And I've been sentenced to prison, but I can wait out my prison. I can wait out till I actually have to go to prison. You know, at home, I'm watching this guy's videos to prep for it. I mean, you know, I'm not saying he absolutely knows what he's talking about. I'm saying somebody who doesn't know what the fuck to do or what the fuck to think or anything of that nature. This guy's videos are the ones that I'm going to. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I'm saying. I don't have a personal opinion about this dude in the slightest bit.
But this is the thing. When you pick your friends, you pick your fucking enemies. So if you pick, oh, I want to be a blood because my sister's brother's uncle's cousin, he's a fucking blood. So I knew him and I want to be one too. That's cool. But the thing is, at something in Lancaster, blood wasn't the thing to be. We were nonstop at war. There was a lot of dorms that we didn't control. If you got put into that dorm, you're getting put in there with a whole bunch of ops, basically. You're going to be in there with Zos, GDs. Everybody that we're beefing with is going to be in that dorm. And that pressure is going to hit you. So a lot of kids were coming in and they're like, oh, I don't want to be this. I want to be with whoever's on top. If Bloods was on top, oh, now he want to be a Blood. If Zos was on top, oh, he want to rock with the Zos. If GDs was on top, well, GDs was never on top when I was in prison. But if the Kings was on top, oh, I want to rock with the Kings. You see what I'm saying? There was just whoever was the powerhouse you wanted to be. And that's how I got my respect, was due to the fact that every compound I hit in the YOs, we were not the biggest thing there. We were not the top dogs. We were always at war. You know, when I first went to Sumter, the week before I went, 3 of my brothers went. All 3 of them got hit up.
Dollywood's Flower and Food Festival is twice as glorious, with more brilliant blooms than ever.
Let's see something more recent. Let's see like how his content has evolved. Let's do that.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, and I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on UFC legend Cain Velasquez, who's been charged with attempted murder after the unthinkable happened to a...
Dude, this video has 518,327 views. March 7th.
4-year-old relative. February 28th, 2022, multiple calls to the San Jose Police Department reported a shooting, specifically stating someone had opened fire into an occupied vehicle.
This dude's fucking organized as fuck, dude.
Look at
his background.
Murder.
Dude.
After the...
Like, he's got a full-on studio. This guy, like, he's got his fucking shit showing right here. The 100,000 subscribers or 200,000, whatever that one is. Like, hold on, let me and he reminds me of the dude in, I was just watching this too. It was just on TV. It's just on HBO. Gone Baby Gone. You got your toes with you. You know I'm the king of this jungle. He looks just like that dude. It's so funny to me. So, right. Heels in the air, right? Like, I feel like this dude isn't doing anything actually negative. I have to really look into his content to see that, but I'm not getting that vibe at all, you know?
The unthinkable happened to a 4-year-old relative. February 28th, 2022, multiple calls to the San Jose police.
This guy's rocking the true crime genre and using to its fullest being an ex-con. Like, it's genius, actually. Because he seems to be doing it responsibly.
Reported a shooting, specifically stating someone had opened fire into an occupied vehicle at multiple locations. It was 3:14 in the afternoon when police responded, arriving on scene finding a shot-up Chevy Silverado in the area of Madrone and Hale Avenue. The San Jose Fire Department were providing medical treatment to a gunshot victim as police began investigating what took place. The gunshot victim, identified as 63-year-old Paul Blender, was driving with his 40-year-old stepson Harry Gulate in the passenger seat and his son's 65-year-old mother Patricia in the back. As the victim was transported to a nearby medical center, officers spoke with the mother who stated the shooting suspect had followed their vehicle from their home in San Martin over to Morgan Hill where they went to pick up her son. Making their way to San Jose, that's when the suspect started shooting, making this a crime scene spanning over 11 miles. The mother identified the shooter as former UFC heavyweight champion Cain Velasquez. Using the California DMV database, officers were able to obtain a photograph of Cain, and the mother positively identified him as the shooter. According to the mother, Cain was driving a black Ford F-250.
Yo, this dude is the Thug Annie. He's the thug male 10 to life. This shit is killing me right now.
When he pointed a gun at his son Henry and fired at him. As Cain chased after their vehicle, he was able to close the distance, ramming into theirs while they continued to flee. Still chasing after them, Cain fired 2 shots, striking the driver in his arm and back. It was at that time Cain fled the scene as calls for 911 were made. When asked what the relationship was between the victims and Cain, the mother stated Cain had employed her daycare facility for the last 2 years. Patricia, under the LLC Patty's Childcare, runs a daycare out of her.
Yes, Cherry, drop his link. Absolutely. Listen, and I know that I come off like I'm making fun of the dude. Like I am, but I'm doing it totally out of love. Like I actually really like this guy. He's just the way that he delivers the words, man, with his little Boston accent and fucking and just fucking being just a badass. Like it's just so funny to me, dude. Like I can't help it.
Her home, which has an estimated value of over $2 million. The house features a playground and baseball field in the backyard, making it seem like a child's dream, when in all actuality, it was a house of horrors and a parent's worst nightmare. Just 5 days prior to the shooting, sheriffs responded to the 600 block of Powderhorn Court in San Martin. Detectives from the Sexual Assault Investigations Unit arrived at Patty's daycare, conducting an interview with the 4-year-old victim. It was determined the sexual assault had occurred on multiple occasions and possibly up to 100 times. Patty's son...
Dude, it sounds like a fucking rap. Like, the way that he's talking... Yo, tell me if I'm fucking crazy right now, all right? It's a 9-minute and 15-second video. We're almost 3 minutes in, but it sounds like the way that he delivers this information is in beat with the music in the background. Am I fucking crazy, or is that what's happening right now? Like, is he delivering true crime like a rap, but it's not a rap, it's just him delivering the information, but it's still kind of a fucking rap.
40-year-old Harry Gulate wasn't employed with the daycare, but had been living with his mother and had access to more than 20 children attending the daycare. He was placed under arrest and booked into the Santa Clara County Jail, charged with lewd acts with a child under 14 years old. His bail was set at $50,000.
Sounds like he's
and only 2 days later he was released. But living with his mother, I can only assume it was her that actually paid his bail. The daycare's license has since been suspended, and investigators are working closely with the daycare employees to determine how many kids had previously attended the House of Horrors. Due to a child predator living in the home, the potential for multiple victims remains. Cain Velasquez was arrested by Morgan Hill police officers after locating his Ford truck and conducting a vehicle stop.
Fucking great.
Cain pulled over and was taken into custody without incident as officers recovered a .40 caliber handgun loaded with 9 rounds and a 10-round magazine.
No, like seriously, like this dude
and another magazine.
This dude's content is fucking phenomenal, bro. Like, I'm not even kidding.
He found in
this game, you're not.
The center console contained 3 rounds and a 10-round magazine, leaving officers to determine Cain had used his weapon before reloading. 2 spent shell casings sat in the front passenger seat, and the firearm was found to be legally registered to Cain. Cain was then transported to the Santa Clara County Jail, charged with attempted murder, shooting at a motor vehicle, 3 counts of assault.
And I want to be clear, when you hear me laughing, dude, I am not laughing at this guy at all. Like, this dude is a fucking hell of a content creator. Like, it's like, there is no doubt in my mind why this guy has such a following. Not even a little bit. Like, I am not laughing at him. I'm just like marveling right now because this is my reaction to hearing him and seeing his content for the first time. And it's fun. It's super fun.
With a firearm, 3 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, willfully discharging a firearm, and carrying a loaded firearm with intent to commit a felony. Since news broke of what took place, the entire MMA community has taken a stance in full support of Cain Velasquez, including Dana White, who stated, "I obviously feel sorry for him and his family. It's a horrible thing. I don't know enough details to speak on it, but from what I've heard, we all say we'd do it if it ever happened to us. Cain did it." Joe Rogan, the UFC's greatest commentator, spoke on the situation on his podcast, stating, "My only wish is that he did it with his hands. My only wish is that he just ran the car off the road, pulled that guy out of the fucking car, and beat him to death." Cain is facing up to 20 years in California State Prison. And while the case against him seems grim, he was also able to retain Mark Geragos, who's considered one of the best lawyers the state of California has to offer, with a history of representing celebrities in high-profile cases. It seems to be understood the likelihood of Cain walking away from this case without punishment is 0 to none. But we're all wishing for the best possible outcome and the most violent punishment for Harry Gulate. It's in question if any charges will fall on the mother and stepfather who allowed Harry to stay in the home, but also gave him unsupervised access to a child, if not multiple children, on multiple occasions.
I want to see.
Now, first and foremost, free Cain. As a father of a 4-year-old little girl, I can't fucking imagine. And while many of us will say what we would do, at the same time, I'm sure he's inside of a cell thinking about how right now he can't even comfort his 4-year-old relative in person. I don't know if it's his kid. I don't know if it's a niece, a nephew. I don't know the details on that. It seems that he acted out of emotion. He did what he did. No one's really faulting him for that. He shot into a vehicle with the potential of killing 2 other people, and you can say, oh, they're innocent, they were just the parents. At the same fucking time, they allowed that sick fuck to live in that house at 40 years old, knowing they ran a daycare, and he had access to those children, or at least one child, over 100 times or up.
Wow. Like, sorry, I had to stop it right there because I have to point out, man, like, this dude is really being sincere right now. Like, I am not getting any sense of insincerity from him at all. Not even a little bit.
To 100 times, which is insane. To me, responsibility also falls on the parents. That's fucking ridiculous. Now, I hope for the best for Kane. I'm hoping that if they have to do like a 10-year probation or something like that, they do that. They give him the opportunity to get it knocked off after 5 years. I don't think that he needs to go to prison. I don't think he deserves to go to prison. But I'm comfortable in the fact that if he does go to prison, he's going to be perfectly fine. He's going to be an outstanding fucking member of the prison society. First off, he's Mexican going to prison in California. He's good.
Like, I'm not even trying to lie. Like, that's where I'm trying to get. I'm trying to like have a background like this. Like, I'm not even trying to lie. I'm trying to have a background like this and shit and just fucking, you know, do what I do.
Off that. Second off, he's a fucking...
This dude is way more... I'm not even trying to compare myself to this dude. He's way more organized. The way he put this video together is super organized. Way more organized than any live that I've ever done.
UFC fighter. And I'm sure he'll be fine politicking and, you know, programming, hitting the burpees, this and that, because that motherfucker's in shape. But not only that, he's in there for a solid reason. Nobody's going to fuck with him. Versus the guy that did this, he's public enemy number one. And people are going to want to take his fucking head off, not only because of the charges, but because of Cain Velasquez. And the fact that he was able to bail out only 2 days after committing this crime, and they're not even sure of the number of child victims. And obviously, it was his fucking parents that paid the bail since he had to live with them. I mean, this shit's ridiculous. I'm sure it was them that also put him in another apartment. The fact that they're doing all of this for him is disgusting. And I mean, I'm sure karma's going to come down on them too. Let me know y'all thoughts and comments in the comment section. Try not to be too graphic with it, because I'm sure YouTube will automatically be just deleting comments that say certain things. And if y'all can find a GoFundMe or any good organization that's selling t-shirts, free Kane, or just putting money towards legal fees, whatever they can do, because technically you can't have a GoFundMe.
So this dude's not even sharing any of these links, but he's like, dude, go out there and fucking do it. Like, that's it's interesting.
For legal fees, let me know and I'm going to pin it in the comment section. We're trying to show full support for Kane. But hey, it's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. Till next time.
Fascinating. Yeah, I actually really like that guy. I'm really glad that, hey, wifey boy, thanks for recommending 1090 to me, because now I just found, yeah, I'm going to be subbing to him. Like, everybody in my chat sub to him. Thanks for letting me know who he is. I really appreciate that. Dude, there's no wonder why you're such a jackass. There's like no... there's no wonder at all whatsoever. Like, because now I actually have somewhat of respect for the prison community. I didn't before, because you were my example for what the prison community was. But now I see that, and I'm just like, okay, I get it. And just like the true crime community, I would imagine that there's a very dark side to the true crime community. Right? Because there is, right? But there's also a bright side to the true crime community. There's, you know, Annie from 10 to Life. There's Linda from It's a Crime. There's Gray Hughes. There's all these creators that do great things in the true crime community. And then there's people like you and Betty who do shit, right? And, you know, just like in the prison community, now I learned that the prison community actually has good creators, and they have you, basically. Yeah. So I'm gonna go. Well, yeah, I'm feeling saucy. Anyone want to come up? Anyone want to come up? Really? No, you can't. Oh, yeah, you can. Not anymore. I fixed it. I fixed it. Oh, thank you, Heels in the Air. That's really awesome. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Dude, and make sure to subscribe to Heels in the Air because her clip channel is quite fantastic. Jackie Jude, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Do it. Do it. Do it. I don't get why, like, okay, so why is the best cams, best adult dating site thing, like, why is that like a creative troll considered? Oh man, I mean, you know, like if it was a legit site, I probably wouldn't even get mad if you know, but I mean, unless you're a wrench, you can't actually share the site, you know. So it's just some bullshit, like useless troll. And it's like, what good are you doing? You know, there's nobody in here that's like porn sensitive. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you're actually showing anything. You're just talking about porn. Like, we could talk about porn all day here. Doesn't mean we're going to show it, you know, and it doesn't mean that anybody here is freaked out by it. Oh my God, there's porn. Oh, yeah, I have to do that. Yeah, like they went through work. That's what's funny about those live cam girl things. Like they went through work to like find a way to like share the shit in the chat, like on this mass level, right? And it's like nobody's gonna click on it, and even if they did click on it, nothing would happen. So it's like, what's the point of it? It's really bizarre, you know, like it's not even like really a nuisance. It just is. It's just there, you know. Like, I mean, I put less thought into that than an ad when I'm actually going to click on a porn site on my computer, you know. It's like, yeah, like it's a temporary easy thing to get past. Nobody puts any thought into it at all whatsoever. Like, what are you hoping to accomplish there? To slightly disrupt my chat? Kind of, sort of. Everyone forgets all about you immediately. You know, that's a great question. Just say no. I mean, if there are boobs when you click, I mean, everybody here's an adult, you know. If you click on that, I don't have anything to apologize for. Don't you dare. Nobody really? Wow. I mean, but I mean, that's okay, you know, as long as you're not ripping anybody off. Oh my goodness, I actually have somebody. Twitty C, hello.
Hi, I'm not sure why it's coming up as 20C, but I'm actually Jackie Jude.
Okay, welcome, Jackie Jude.
Hey, thanks. A little nervous, not sure what to say.
Okay. You don't, I mean, is there something you wanted to ask or comment on? I mean, I'm sure you have opinions on something that I've been talking about. That would be great to hear. I'd love to hear your opinions on that.
I was loving your stories about and
Yeah, you're either your Wi-Fi connection is very weak or your phone connection is very weak because you're cutting in and out, unfortunately.
no, you just like brought me back to like
I brought you back to like what?
I don't even know what.
I mean, yeah, just well, you got to get a better connection for where you're calling from. Yeah, but just say no to butthurt is saying to close some of your programs in your phone if you're calling from your phone there. Well, we lost her. No, it's not her YouTube, Annabella. She just had a weak signal there. Yeah, I wanted to hear what she had to say too. She seemed really nice. Yeah, I would love for Best Cams to grab the length. We can have a sex positive talk. Yeah, sometimes. Why don't you come up? Just say no. Click the link. Let's talk some shit. Okay, fair enough. I know what I did, Cherry. Shut up. Anybody want a mod? Anybody? You never. Anybody? I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, they always show up. Like, that's the best troll that they can come up with. See, the thing is these channels that we target, one of the things is they don't have any creativity. They're not funny in any way, shape, or form. Sorry, Jerry, I was just kidding. They have nothing, you know, and then you open the panel and they don't show up, you know, which is really funny. Yeah, I know. Best camps. Can you give me a job? That'd be great. All right. Well, I opened the panel. Nobody came up. I'm gonna go ahead and call it, and I'm gonna find a movie to watch, relax. I love you guys very much, and we will do this again very soon, my friend.